One more shot at greed mode, and then we'll switch to the main game. Damage up right off the bat again. Always good to see. If I get a bomb, I can just leave. Or I can open that chest. This is an item that gives you extra coins, and is therefore a good item to get pretty soon if we are able. But we won't be able until like the end of the floor. Let's give this a shot. Yeah, that's nothing. Use it to save 1 heart on my way out. And cocoonify that guy. Hey! Roll space is nice. There we go, that's 5 cents. So we'll end the waves after this one. See what's in the crawl space. Buy a key. Hopefully get something good in one or the other. We got something very good in the crawl space. The ghost almost got me, but that won't happen again. Because I have 17.5 damage. And a key. Come on, more damage. That is more damage. In a roundabout way. This will be good if I can get my tiers up again. Like, grab this thing. But I would need a lot of coins to make that happen. Hell yeah, Polyphemus. Very exciting to see. I'm always glad to stumble on it. Now I just gotta play defensively, ironically enough, so that we get to keep Polyphemus for a very long time. Now this alone is not enough to win the entirety of Greed mode. It's just a really good start. But Greed mode is very hard. Compound Fracture is one of my favorite items, though. And the damage up mushroom is also going a long way towards making this better. Yeah, the end of Greed mode, the final boss of Greedier mode specifically, is absurd. One of the hardest bosses in the game. I think I'm still... No, I definitely have enough money to get this. Clone coins now. Once every 4 waves, I get to clone a coin. But the clone can be of higher quality than the base coin that it is cloning. This would be fantastic, but I won't be able to afford it. Yeah, like an infinite greed mode would actually be pretty cool. That's a mod that someone should make. Maybe they already have. I'm not very familiar with the mods. But it is definitely a good idea. You're good and dead. That's more damage up. I'll take it. We broke 20 damage on the first floor. Can't say that too often about my usual runs. And that's more damage. So far, every single item I found has been a damage up. Surely that trend is going to end soon enough. I don't actually know how 2020 and Polyphemus combo as of Repentance. I think they got nerfed. So I think it would just be a tier speed, or like a tiers up. This is technically a damage up, but in a very weird way. But yeah, if we get 2020, that would be cool, because then I would know how the items interact. I currently do not know that. The socket in our head now generates electricity anytime we are close to enemies. I think it only does so periodically. I don't know how it really works. I never really try to make it work. I just tend to forget I even have it. Spiders are going to be especially good because I have over 20 damage. Well over 20 damage, actually. So let's make a bunch of those. The Angel and Devil rooms are still, like the item pools, are still relegated exclusively to the rooms in which they are meant to spawn. So they won't appear here. There are a few items that are not normally in the shop pool that will spawn in the shops in greed mode, but Angel and Devil items are not among them, unfortunately. That's why there is still a button that summons a portal to the Angel rooms. And it is very important that you use that button if you can afford it. Bosses are nothing at this point. These items are also nothing. I could re-roll them. Or I could just go to the next floor. That would also re-roll them. I should have a 50% chance of getting an Angel room at this point, even though I took a Devil deal. That's just how Arachna rolls. I'll fight bosses all day. Throw all the bosses you want at me. I'll smash them all with gigantic bone tears. So, we can actually afford this for more damage. We're only going to get Devil rooms, so I probably shouldn't even bother going to the Devil room thing anymore. Yeah, I'll do that. 100 bits, I'll do just about anything. I'll throw this run in the trash right now. But fortunately, we're doing the opposite. Also, items respawn infinitely in the shop. So, if we want 100 soul hearts, all we gotta do is have the money for it. That would ruin this run, the dunce cap. Potentially. It would also potentially, like, double our DPS. Anonymous cheerer! I really appreciate it. I'm surprised. I don't know why people are cheering here. I mean, we got really, really good numbers going. This is a good Isaac run. But I appreciate people just being here. Which means I appreciate actual measurable payment for my services. More than I can adequately express in words. As evidenced by the fact that I am not adequately expressing things with words very well. Oh yeah, this run is playing itself. The dunce cap. Have you ever gotten the pill that says, "Are you a wizard?" and splits your tears so they fire in two separate directions at the same time, or rather, two separate directions alternatively? Because the dunce cap does that, but it fires both tears in each direction at the same time. So it's better than "Are you a wizard?" but it's still like overall a detriment. It's like 20/20 vision, except it sprays the tears in opposite directions instead of both going in the same direction that you want them to go in. I've had runs that were made much, much better by the dunce cap, and I've had runs ruined by it. This run would probably be ruined by it. If my fire rate, like, went completely through the roof right now, then the dunce cap would be good. I don't see that happening. Nothing much of value in here. Double the coins. We've only gotten additional pennies from the die 1. Which is actually kind of weird. But I'll take him. It's been like 5 or 6 extra pennies. Cornered me. This guy has a tremendous amount of HP. For the sheer amount of damage that I'm doing, should not be alive. There he goes. Like I said, I have no reason to go into the devil room at this point. So let's just see if we get something better on the next floor. More health up, and the ability to taint an item. Apparently tainted treasure rooms will still appear in greed mode. Which is good, but I know what item they want to taint. And it is Polyphemus. And I forget what the tainted version does. So I feel like maybe we should not risk it. That will get me a web heart and a partial soul heart, which I need. If chat wants to taint Polyphemus, we'll do that. Otherwise, gonna avoid it. But we have a few waves before we can even afford to do that. Yeah, I figured it's been our best friend. Why would we ruin it now? Becoming incredibly small is a good defensive tactic. Makes us much harder to hit. Enemy Bob's Brainses. So one of the mods I installed is supposed to make it so that the floors from the mother final boss path can spawn in greed mode. And I think the other one that I have installed basically overwrites everything that does. So yeah, I don't think we'll be seeing the effect of the alternate floors mod that I have installed. And we really haven't seen the effect of the supposedly improved greed mode floors. I think we're still 2 pennies short for an item. So we'll kill the bosses. And get another charge on the die 1. This wormy guy looks different from the way I recognize him. They seem skinnier than usual. Not entirely sure why. Probably one of the mods I've got installed. Anyway, damage up. That's precisely what we need right now. No matter how high your damage is, it's always too low. Still no reason to go to the devil room. So, onward. Hop right in here for garbage that I'm not going to take. Still want me to taint my items. Should be a bunch of soul hearts. 4 of them. And a 5th. Maybe this time we will go to the devil room. The game really wants me to see this run through to the end. At the very least, show off the final boss. And probably die to him anyway. As the final boss is very hard. Was there a bomb? There was no bomb. So yeah, we don't really need items. Just need to keep on killing everybody. These waves spawn very, very fast now. Good thing I got all those health ups. I would be pretty close to death. I make more mistakes when I'm closer to death, which is exactly the time when you don't want to be making mistakes. I think these enemies would normally not spawn in greed mode, so that might be a mod effect. And there's still no items here worth a damn. So we'll fight some deadly sins. They're not blowing up the skulls like I want them to. Conquest, eh? He's somewhat weaker because the room has more area to move around and more floor space. So he can't just pin us down in a corner and shoot lasers forever. So Devil Room actually viable, still probably not a good idea. Conquest. Really, like when you unlock Conquest, it ruins the game for you because you are required to get 4 cubes of meat and 4 of the bandage balls, yeah. And once you unlock Conquest, he almost always replaces the death fight. Meaning you cannot get that 4th cube of meat / bandage. They finally added an item in Afterbirth Plus, I think, that allows you to generate your own of those items. And until then, it was basically impossible to get those achievements. In Vanilla Rebirth, you cannot get those achievements unless you get them before you unlock Conquest, which happens so early on, it's basically impossible in and of itself. So I'm thinking we are definitely going to see the final boss. Thing is, the final boss requires some astounding defenses to withstand their assault. And I can't even stand up to the hands that shoot rocks at you. This last floor is very difficult, though. So I budget in a certain number of hits. I still think we haven't... Yeah, we still haven't seen a single upgraded coin from our cloned coins. This will give me 1 additional HP. This will also give me 1 additional HP. The risk of trying to open the Devil Room is that you have to fight a large group of difficult bosses. So you might take a lot of damage in the process. But it'll probably still be worth it, because we are dominant when it comes to bosses. Can't get anywhere near these two, though. Now that they're down to 1, it's all over. Yep, didn't stand a chance. There we go. What's in here? Garbage. But lots of coins in here. I can buy a bunch of items that I need. Like this. And this. This actually wouldn't be too bad if I were going for the Devil Room, which I suppose I now am. Surprised I didn't get anything there. That's a bunch of items. But it is not 15 cents, not by a long shot. Yeah, I would have definitely bought the raw liver instead of the blanket. But I didn't see that it had respawned, like it had spawned in the raw liver while I was grabbing the blanket, and I did not react fast enough. So this is what it takes to get into the Devil Room. In this case, a bunch of feces-themed bosses. Normally, the wave to get into the Devil Room on the final floor here is much more difficult, but that one was pretty manageable. These are both very good, but I can only take 1. Speed and damage. Anything I can do. Coinage. The other one was called Bloody Lust. And it meant that anytime I killed an enemy, I would have a damage buff for the remainder of that room. So basically, during the final boss, he spawns an unlimited number of additional enemies for you to fight. It would have doubled my max DPS. Which, now that I think about it, is better than what I have now. But anyway, chests. This is definitely a change added in the mod. Normally there would be no chests here. Oh, he gave me an atrocious item. One of the worst active items in the game. So, Samson is always, when you take damage, you gain DPS the remainder of the floor. Bloody Lust is different in that when you kill stuff, you gain damage. Yeah, there's Bloody Lust, Lusty Blood, and Bloody Wind that I'm familiar with. Maybe there's more that I'm just not thinking of. Anyway, here's the final boss. He's gonna get faster and faster as he takes more and more damage. I can't make cocoons. I'm finding out now. But that's fine. I haven't been making cocoons for several floors. I want to get these things out of the way so I don't bump into them while I'm trying to fight the boss. The way they move around randomly tends to deal me much more damage than basically anything else. My recollection of Samson has been that he always has gained damage output from receiving damage from enemies. Pretty sure that's how it's been since he first arrived on the scene. So of course they had to do the sort of inverse of that. Gotta pick up the coins, because if the boss gets them, it refills his health. Haven't taken one hit yet, but we are still in the easy part. So I'm not gonna call anything just yet. Just dodge around. This is the boss of greed mode, basically. We are in greedier mode, so after we kill this guy, an additional boss will appear. And be much more difficult. But he's about to die. There he goes. There's his last HP. Here he comes. The greediest of greeds. This boss is trivialized if you have either the host hat or Pyromania, because almost all of his attacks count as explosives and cover a gargantuan radius. That wave of rocks, those count as explosives. These bombs obviously are explosives. The only things that aren't explosives are the lasers that shoot out of the doors in the wall. Everything else you're immune to if you get explosive immunity. So that would have been nice. We would have taken basically no damage up to this point if we had either of those items, but we did it. We squeaked through. We got an infested penny and something else that I couldn't see because there's a weird pop-up over it. Pyromaniac and the skull on the head. And I was able to put 1 penny in the greed machine. Hooray! I've unlocked everything you need from the greed machine. So that was 2 additional unlockables. I'm not sure why. That's pretty cool. What did we get? I'm going to go into the game files and see what that other item was. Because I must know. Infested penny probably means it's a trinket that when we hold it, anytime we pick up pennies, there's a chance it'll spawn a spider. Blue spider to attack people. Content. Nope. Here we go. No. Still looking here. Here. Arachna. We got... Ah. So we got a greed unlock and a greedier unlock. Our greedier unlock is called Extra Special Shopkeepers. So I don't know specifically what that does. But it sounds cool. So we should be about done with the stream. We can do a victory lap in the main game, if anyone wants. I've gotten a ridiculous number of cheers, so I certainly owe it to the viewers if it is desired. Let's start it up, and then ruin the good time we just had by dying abruptly in the main game. Here's an item that got buffed massively in Repentance, such that it is actually good for a change. Don't like starting with an active item, but if I have to have one, this will basically kill any boss that we come across. Let's find out how it changed. Against the Blighted Ovum. Oh, it totally missed. So any of those Pillars of Light will deal just a ridiculous amount of damage if they actually hit. And usually they do hit. This time, not so much. They got pretty unlucky. But it recharges every 4 rooms. We'll get to use it pretty often. I can look for enhanced shops now that I've unlocked those. See in what way they are enhanced. After I get through this very slow room, as my default stats are miserable. Speed up. I'll take it. This shop clearly not enhanced at all. There was no bomb that I could afford, so that's a lost cause. Technically, I still need to go down this route. So let's try our luck. Got good luck once. Will it persist? There we go. That's what I like to see. Crack the Sky just cleared that room for us. Thank you, Mastodon, for your last good album. I haven't liked Mastodon in like a decade, but Crack the Sky is pretty solid. Aw. Wouldn't mind getting this. I don't see 15 cents coming our way anytime soon. Okay, technically any penny we get is potentially also a key, so they're worth going for. I don't think I ever really listened to The Hunter. I think that was their first album when they switched to like more of a hard rock sound than a metal sound. They were already shifting out of metal by Crack the Sky. We basically skipped the first phase of this boss, which is good because I hate the first phase. I don't really like the second phase either, but it's better than the first. Ah, my damage is abysmal. Why can't I have Polyphemus and Odd Mushroom and the growth syringe? Here's a growth syringe. Things are looking up. This guy is not very good. But is he worth one web heart? I think so. Considering I have no other sources of damage, I think I gotta go and have Little Brimstone do all the work for a while. Can have some bombs. Since I'm probably gonna end up with a lot of keys, that's a pretty good trade. 1 key for 2 bombs. And Ice Ice Baby. A lot more dead baby jokes in Repentance. Something that Edmund had abnormal amounts of restraint about for a while. And that finally went out the window for the final update. I'm gonna get this next set of bombs and hope for the best. Pretty sure there's a secret room here. Hopefully these pills are good. They're pretty good so far.
48-hour speed.
No negative pills? Okay, 1 negative pill. I wouldn't have known what to do with myself if we'd gotten all positive pills. A tears down helped maintain my sanity. My understanding of reality, on which I have a tenuous grasp to begin with. Gonna have to go through there to get the piece of the knife. Zap everybody. As you can see, Crack the Sky like went right for all the monsters that time. Usually it does just that. Not sure why that one boss got out so clean. Hopefully it doesn't happen again. This thing's always good. Getting smaller. This is nothing. That's right, these guys rain on you after they explode. And just run past where they were. Gotta wait. Or step out of the room and step back in. That'll despawn all their tears. I'll kill this guy. Instantaneously. With my Crack the Sky. Damage down. About the last thing I wanted to see there. Well, my speed is maxed out. Hopefully I remember to go through that door when I return here. If you look on the minimap, there's like a white crown one room over. Okay, that's just the treasure room. There's also going to be an indicator here. Once we leave this room. There we go. Like a white triangle. Telling us about this campfire. Because it is plot relevant. And that's one of the mods I have installed. Adds a bunch of little icons to the map screen. Let you know not to miss stuff. Actually keeps you informed while you're playing the game. You can see why the developers didn't want us to have that feature. Into the mirror. I like this sequence. Pretty much everyone hates the chase sequence, but never hear any complaints about the mirror world. Filigree feather is not going to help us. Becoming smaller will. So the fire turns us into the Lost. Only the Lost can go through the mirror. And inside the mirror is the entire level but backwards. And inside the backwards world is one piece of the knife that we need to actually progress to the final level. It's sort of needlessly complicated. Look at that, items. I have conjured them with my mind. Let's see. It's worth zapping everybody here. I think it only zapped one person. These ghosts are tearing apart the whole level. And they're dead. I love the eraser, because I hate those ghosts so much. Just get rid of them. And now to actually fight this boss with only 2 HP. But if we win, we'll get another item. That's another thing that makes this set of levels and this challenge to get the key so much better than the challenge to get the blade of the key, the blade of the knife. Mixing up all my words at this point. But, in the mines, we have to do ridiculous stuff to get the rest of the knife. And then, we get no reward for it whatsoever. Just having the knife is your reward. But in this level, you get a bonus item. Check this, just in case. A coupon. I could have this for 7 cents, or for free. And then get rid of the coupon. More bombs. Never know when you're gonna need them. And then remember to go through the correct door. And into the mines. Otherwise, we'd be going back into the main set of levels. Don't want that. So that one's totally useless. This one is actually very good. Lucked out there. It's been an abnormally lucky stream since we switched to Isaac. We were meant to play Isaac all along. Wouldn't mind being able to play the game that I actually wanted to. Still hoping that I'll figure it out. Time for tomorrow. Immaculate Conception. So now anytime we heal ourselves, picking up hearts, it adds to a counter. And when that counter fills up, we gain a new minion from the angel pool. Hey, there's a new item type. That thing we just unlocked. I expected to never be able to see it. Here it is. A miracle. Coupon can absolutely be very, very good in some runs. Not doing us many favors here. These are both fine, and I can just walk out of here and immediately put them both to use. We even got a planetarium. I think this is one of the good ones. Okay, it's a fine one. It's not bad, at least. Some of the planetarium items are, like, really bad. Yeah, I don't know any of the symbols. I sort of just guess every time I enter one of those rooms. And some of them look kind of similar to one another, so I often guess wrong. This will be fine. And let's buy a pack of cards. Ace of clubs, very good. Is that a two of spades? Fool is useless. High priestess will kill the boss in one hit. So we want this. We'll carry the devil to the next floor. Blow up these guys for a bunch of money. Oh, it doesn't drop spiders exclusively. It also drops web hearts. That rules. So we're at max HP. Pretty solid run. Not gonna use the fool, and there's the devil. Turn everybody into bombs. Get the High Priestess back. Forgetting that I have the Fool, and that it is useless. Jupiter is one that's pretty bad, so I will have to keep that mnemonic device in mind. That Saturn looks like a 5, Jupiter looks like a 4. Jupiter turns you into a quote-unquote gas giant, which means you take a huge loss to your speed. And when you move around, you leave a fart cloud everywhere. So if you can recover your speed and get it back up to pretty high level, then Jupiter ends up being all benefits. But if not, you're kind of screwed. Okay, we skipped a phase and a half of this boss. Can we skip the remaining phase? No. Be nice if it didn't get to fire again, but it's gonna. I'll just stand over here and barely hit its hitbox from the corner. Didn't I already loot this angel room? Yeah. So kind of a waste that I lucked into it. There we go. Got everything we needed. Might as well kill this room so that I can get some of my stuff back. Actually, what I'm going for is a cracked die that I don't intend to use. So it might have actually just been a waste to go in there. Nope, that's not the one. Get the devil. And roll right onto the next floor. Yeah, I'd love to go back to devil rooms. Currently, there's an equal chance that either one will appear. But in my experience, that just means you're getting angel rooms. Actually, in my experience, it means you're getting the one you want less. Because there have been plenty of times where I've been trying to get the key to Mega Satan, and the angel room just wouldn't spawn, even though I did absolutely everything in my power to make it spawn. I just kept losing the rolls. So I never, ever got there. This run, no RNG, all execution. It seems like this infested penny, every time we touch any penny, it spawns a spider. So this is like pre-nerf style. All the other penny trinkets got nerfed, so they almost never work. This one seems to work every single time. Which would explain why it was so difficult to unlock. There's a heart I actually cannot pick up. So Book of Belial increases your chance of getting a, I guess we'll call them celestial rooms, because it can be angel rooms or devil rooms. It just increases the percentage. Whatever percentage you currently have, it goes up with the Book of Belial. Even if it's guaranteed angel rooms, they become more guaranteed. And even then, it only increases the percentage by like 5%, I think. So there's no way to guarantee any room with the Book of Belial. And the card does not have that property. Card just gives you damage up. Temporary at that. I expected this to be the way to the chase sequence. Next room is probably the chase sequence then. Unless the game wants to screw me again. Up here it is. We need to find the buttons to open it. 3 buttons scattered everywhere, so clear the entire floor. Such a pain to do this challenge. I don't get why they made it so much harder than the first challenge. If I kill the Devil Beggar, it will make it more likely that I get an Angel Room. Which is sort of what I'm kind of avoiding, but not really. Angel Room would be perfectly fine. But I would definitely prefer the Devil. You can quote me on that one. I still have miserable damage for how deep I am into the game. Only a few more opportunities to get additional items as well. There's the chase sequence opened up. Might as well go right for that. That is damage up. Gotta take it. Otherwise, my damage is just way too low. What's nice is we have hearts scattered all over the floor now. So, after I had to trade them to open the door to even leave this level, then I will be able to pick them back up before moving on to the actual hard part of the game. Good evening, Dravenlock. Hope you're going to enjoy what I'm doing right now. This is a victory lap, actually, because I finally beat Greedier mode with this character. And it would be the ultimate victory lap if I also kill Mother. I don't expect to do that. This run is not going that well. But if we did, that'd be pretty freaking hype. But Mother is a very, very hard boss. And I gotta take this more slowly and carefully. It's the only way to get through. I like this little choose your own adventure part. These rooms are cleverly designed so as to have a little bit of variety despite the sameness. Doing it every single time. But I'm still gonna complain about them. Because they take too long. Just aren't fun enough. Yeah, we pretty much were able to take the shortest route through each of them. And there we go. Definitely could have been worse. I think I bought out the shop already. And already clean up these hearts. Oh, I shouldn't have done that. I think there's a glitch with web hearts at the door to the mausoleum. We'll see. Maybe it's been patched out. But if not, all my web hearts are going to go to waste. Might as well spend them now, I guess. Crack the sky right through there, get another damage up, necessarily. Yep, 3 web hearts gone in an instant. Fortunately, they did all turn into spiders, so not completely wasted. But mostly wasted because it didn't open the door at all. I still had to spend 2 soul hearts to get in there. I hate that door. I hate the mines. Mines suck. Okay. A labyrinth mausoleum. We finally have enough damage to actually plow through enemies. Just at the exact moment that we desperately need it. Because that would have taken forever without our damage up. These are meat guys, so they won't spawn cocoons. Secret rooms with more bosses in them. Bosses are no problem. That is not worth our time. Boss is probably going to be out this way. Usually the boss is near the super secret room. So having the blue map typically gives you even more information than it is meant to. Yep, there's the boss. Right near the super secret. That is a good item. Is it better than what we have? Because it won't be active very often. We could buy some flies. / web hearts. Okay, 1 fly. I'll take it. Yeah, that upgraded greed boss. You usually fight them so late that the benefit they're supposed to give you doesn't actually help at all. It's a weird design choice. I killed that enemy before the bishop was able to make them invincible. High Priestess to skip the boss, and an additional devil. Backup devil. And an inverted strength. Let's keep the Priestess. Skip that boss. Gold penny. Bouncing around the room. Fortunately, I have maxed out speed, so I can keep up with it. Yeah, it definitely feels like Arachna with maxed out speed is not as fast as most other characters with maxed out speed. So I guess there's something to that thing that Static always brings up about how different characters have different speed values. The number means different things for different characters. Yeah, I've seen gold pennies give like 20, 25 cents if you chase them around the room for long enough. And And I've also seen them give like 3 cents. It's totally random. That was a super late unlockable from the Tainted Keeper campaign. And it's actually pretty good. Unlike most other super late unlockables in this game. Oh, there was no chance of this being a room of any value. I should probably just head north. But this is the Curse of the Labyrinth. Which means there's 2 treasure rooms in here and I haven't found a single one of them yet. That, now that I think about it, is kind of surprising. Probably right next to each other. One room above the starting room, if I had to guess. But considering that I have to fight 2 bosses, I'm gonna go kill one of them. Recharge my Crack the Sky. And then probably kill the second one afterwards. After a little more exploration. Also, dim bulb just in case. I think we're gonna need it. We did not need it. Damage up. Here's an easy to miss achievement. Bombing that skull unlocks a thing that I already have unlocked. My High Priestess should kill the next boss. But just to be safe, if it doesn't, it could kill me. That's how dangerous the bosses on this floor are. Actually, I know for a fact that it won't, because it'll be a version of Mom. That boss fight. That was essentially a treasure room. Shouldn't have been. But I'm glad it was. Now for the real treasure room. It should be around here somewhere. There's 2 of them. Somewhere in the fog of war. Cornered myself pretty badly there. Still, 0 treasures. This is the most absurd floor layout I've ever seen for the mausoleum. Okay, there's finally treasure room. Also, I'm excluding Antibirth, which has nothing but absurd floor layouts. That's not going to help me. But it's better than the God's Flesh that I skipped there. That other mushroom would have given me a shrink shot, so that sometimes when I hit enemies, they become really, really tiny and impossible to deal any damage to. Until the effect wears off. A terrible orbital ore mystery. Okay, I love the parasitoid, so that was a good mystery. Now, I wouldn't mind having the shop. And there's only like 2 possible places it could be. Have I been to the shop already? Why am I not seeing the shop on the map? Oh, it's in the one place where I haven't checked yet. That one unchecked room right next to the bosses has to lead to the shop. There it is. Within the shop, we get... Ugh, nothing much. $48-hour energy is fine. Maybe I'll take it to the next floor. And now, whatever I take into the next room is what I keep. And unfortunately, the infested penny is less useful at this point. High Priestess won't actually affect its boss here. So I think we got devil cards. Yeah. We'll use Crack the Sky, and then enjoy our stat boost for the remainder of the fight. Maybe. Maybe I'll save it, since there is another boss that I have to fight after this. This path is absurd. Whatever I take here, I'm only taking for the purposes. I don't have to actually go to the dark room or the chest. So an additional damage up would be great. I think we need the temporary invincibility every so often, though. And Devil Room sucks. Let's make sure I don't buy that. That, by the way, is Berserk, which is Tainted Samson's innate ability. But for us, if we grab it, it is a use item. So it replaces Crack the Sky. Saturn is stealing a lot of the shots, preventing them from hitting us and turning them into weapons that we can use against the boss. So it is good to have Saturn when you're fighting a bullet hell boss. And all the remaining bosses are bullet hells, so... This, weirdly enough, is the best chance we've ever had at fighting Mother as Arachna. I'm not sure what's going on here, but... my luck is going a lot better than I expected. Still gonna be tough, but with Crack the Sky and the Dim Bulb, so long as I make sure that I can proc the Dim Bulb during the final boss, we actually have a chance here. We probably won't get a single additional item for the remainder of this run. So what we have is what we get, what we can expect to have. Fortunately, it is solid. I know the room is here. Open up. Put the bomb in the wrong spot. Almost out of bombs. They give me all these penny upgrades. I've touched 3 of them throughout this run. Wish there was a transformation for that, because I would have it. I'm not sure why death procced there, but I'll take it. Oh, and I've got a devil card too. That's lucky. Oh, I missed chat telling me to go for the 3-card Monty game. Try and get Skatol. I think that would have gotten us closer to Beelzebub. But aside from the flight, that wouldn't have been anything special. Plus, we would need, what, 2 more items At least one more. We definitely wouldn't have Beelzebub from that already. We do not have any opportunities to get additional items beyond the Scott's Hole and a couple of other scripted things that we might have a 1 in a million chance of stumbling into. I really want to test if it's even possible for Arachna to achieve transformations. I don't think we've ever gotten a transformation as this character. And the one time we were eligible, we didn't get it. Yup, he just didn't appear. And we'll never know why. Could just be bad scripting on this unique character. This is a nice bonus item. This should give us flight, I think. No, it just guarantees angel rooms on the last floor in which an angel room could possibly spawn. Damn. That would have been good to get several floors earlier. But whatever, doesn't hurt us. Well, we have guaranteed angel room, so yeah. Oh, I can't kill the angel yet. And it won't give me another item. You have to have a specific trinket for killing an angel to give you a item. I am not holding that trinket. Killing angels is exclusively for the Mega Satan path. But I could still kill the angel. It would only take a few seconds with how powerful my character is. So yeah, let's loop back around. I'm not going to find anything of value on the floor. That's right. I was looking for a bomb, because right now I literally cannot kill the angel. I spent all my bombs. Kill everybody with orbital tears. At least we're not taking damage as we're exploring. That's always nice. But yeah, this is probably okay. No need to take the risk. I all but guarantee fighting the angel would not even come close to harming me, but if nothing else, those bombs would be better spent trying to open up the blue flames to see if there are any blue hearts within. Get the intestine shooters out of the way. I believe the intestine shooters can't actually hurt you. They just grab you and pull you into their body. And then you take contact damage. And also you're stuck there while the other enemies come and get you. Library is pretty solid. Telepathy for dummies would break things wide open. Potentially. It's better than Crack the Sky, at least. But that Bible. What I'm gonna do instead, now that I have a bomb, let's head in there. See what this gets me. Stat up. To my tears. An additional bomb to get in here. Careful of those spiders. Sure, I'll take a range up. Yeah, bookworm is worth my time. This thing I hate. That move is so busted. Here we got some bullet hell, so I can steal some of the bullets for safety. And my broken modem is slowing a lot of the bullets down. What I really want is to see a Bible here. But I'm not going to see a Bible here. So what I gotta do... Oh wait, I've got the Polaroid. There's Bookworm. I did it in a bad order though, so I got bad books out of the deal. What's my friend? Ooh, a shadow clone. I'm gonna stick with this. Oh, I was able to squeeze in through the crack. That's how small my character has gotten. It's fine. We'll grind up extra charges. Get a few extra black hearts. And then trade it all in for telepathy for dummies. That should work just fine. I'll have a devil card, dim bulb, and telepathy for the final boss. Shot speed up. That should save the day. The friend that I have here, the shadow guy, he will be permanent for the remainder of the floor, but this is the last floor of the game. If there were an additional floor, he would despawn as we transition to the next one. But that is not going to be the case. For some reason, a blue rock exploded the second I walked into the room, granting me additional soul hearts. I'm gonna try and get 4 more charges, max out my HP, get telepathy, and probably kill this final boss. I'm surprised I navigated that, because I actually made several mistakes in navigation while trying to do that. Still didn't take any damage. Get these balls of guts out of here. Let's just dig deeper. Almost get immediately leapt on by a spider person. But in the end, make it out just fine. That's max HP. I'm about to lose it. Probably. I'll see if I can sneak through here. Snuck through. And snuck back out. Okay. We probably have this boss under control, despite them being a very hard boss. It's pronounced Arachna. Get it right. Boss keeps freezing because of the modem. I hate that attack, but I sort of baited it such that it didn't pin me in the corner. First phase down very, very quickly. taking our first hit, because the next phase is way harder. And way longer. We're gonna be here a while, even as high as our damage is. We have so many utility skills here. I think we're gonna be just fine. I've dealt with the boss under much less preferable circumstances. Gone through. I've also come in much more certain of my inevitable success and then failed, so we'll see. I once killed this boss with 1 heart remaining. No extra lives, no backup whatsoever. Just if I had taken 1 more hit, it would have been all over. But this time it's not all over. This time the boss died. So that's pretty cool. Yeah, this victory run was only supposed to go like 10-15 minutes, but we made it all the way through. Shockingly enough. No pop-up for what we unlocked, but I still have the page up from checking it earlier. What we got... Where is it? Okay, it's called Witness. Let's see. I think that's the right one. That same boss, back in the original Antibirth, where it was introduced, was called the Witness, which was interesting for its implications on the story. And then, because they don't like interesting implications, they changed it to just Mother. So now it's confusing. Are you referring to the true final boss, or are you referring to the mob boss fight that's halfway through the game? Who knows? Here's what we unlocked. Yarn Heart has appeared in the basement. Good stuff. Thanks for tuning in for a run that went an extra hour, because it turned out really, really good. Glad I got cheered into doing that. Thanks for sticking around. Hope you enjoyed. And have a good one. Might be a while before we do Isaac again, because we basically 100%ed Arachna now. All we have left is the Beast. But that turned out pretty fun. Thanks for watching. I'll figure out something for tomorrow. Hopefully the game that I planned. But yeah, Dravenlock turned out to be a good luck charm. Thanks for tuning in as well. Maybe check out the VOD where we had a successful run of Green Mode. Many successes this evening. I hope you continue to have many successes from here on out. Have a good one.